How the rich get richer, and how you will join them. Riches are of your mind. There is a guiding principle within you that can lead you to fulfill the desires of your heart. Wealth is a state of your consciousness, a mental attitude, an acceptance of the riches of the infinite. You are not here just to earn a living, because life itself was a gift to you. You are here to express life and to release your hidden talents to the world. When you possess the know-how of tapping your subconscious mind, you will never want for any good thing all your life, whether it be health, peace of mind, true expression, companionship, or a lovely home and all the money you need to do what you want to do when you want to do it. The key of your subconscious to your infinite power to be rich is your own thought. Your thought is creative. Begin to think regularly and systematically of success, achievement, victory, abundance, and the good life. Thinking makes it so. Your subconscious gives you compound interest, and whatever you deposit in it is magnified and multiplied exceedingly. How to follow your state of mind. If your dominant conviction is that you are entitled to all the good things of life, such as health, wealth, love, true expression, and the abundant life, you will experience accordingly. On the other hand, if you feel that you are destined to be poor and that the good things of life are not for you, you are placing yourself in want, lack, frustration, and self-imposed bondage. Remember, your thought has power. It is creative. Every thought you initiate tends to manifest itself except as it is neutralized by a more powerful thought of greater intensity. All the men and women who garner more of the world's goods reveal a wealth consciousness and a joyous expectancy of the best. Everything you experience is due to the law of your mind. By dwelling on the idea of increased good, and by nourishing it and sustaining it, man draws more of the riches of life to himself. On the other hand, the man who thinks only of decrease, lack, and limitation magnifies his loss. The law of your subconscious is to increase any idea implanted in it. The experience of the negative thinker will attract more and more loss. Begin to practice the law of increase. Remember, any object to which you give special attention will tend to grow and magnify itself in your life. Attention is the key to life. Think of increase along all lines. Feel you are successful and prosperous, since the feeling of wealth produces wealth. Be sure you wish for all those around you success, happiness, and abundance, knowing that as you wish increase of wealth and happiness for others, you are also attracting more of God's riches to yourself. As you radiate abundance and riches to others, they will pick up your thoughts subconsciously and will be benefited by the feeling of riches and abundance emanating from you. You can silently give to all people you meet the following blessing. God gave you richly all things to enjoy, and you are prospered beyond your fondest dreams. That simple prayer will work wonders in your life. How to use the law of increase in business or professions. As you quietly, lovingly, and feelingly enter into the realization that your thoughts of richness, success, prosperity, and health create all those conditions and circumstances on which you focus your attention, you will automatically create all the conditions necessary for your advancement. Moreover, you will find yourself attracting more and more people who will become clients, customers, friends, and associates, and who will aid you in the realization of your dreams. You will subconsciously attract to yourself the men and women who are living in the consciousness of God's riches. A businessman in Beverly Hills mentioned to me a while ago the secret of his tremendous success and great popularity with his customers. Every morning when he opens the store, he decrees, "Everyone who enters here is blessed and prospered, inspired and enriched in all ways." He knows the truth, which is, "Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways." Why the rich man received the home foreclosed on the poor man. Not far from where I live, a man's wife was constantly telling him to cease talking about hard times, loss of money, bankruptcy, etc. However, she said, he persisted in picturing bankruptcy and loss of his home by constantly saying, "I can't meet the mortgage. We will lose our home. I know I will be bankrupt. Business is bad. Things never go right for me," and so on. He constantly talked lack, bankruptcy, and hard times, and he experienced the unwanted result. The mortgage company foreclosed on his home, and he went bankrupt. A successful and prosperous neighbor bought his home for a very small amount of money from the mortgage company, and the rich man acquired the store which he had vacated and is prospering in a wonderful way. This is why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Job said, "The thing which I greatly feared is come upon me." The law of mind is good and very good. A man can't begin to think regularly of loss, lack, bankruptcy, and failure, and expect to prosper and succeed. The rich man walking in the consciousness of success and prosperity, and looking upon wealth somewhat like the air he breathes, acquires the former business and home of the poor man. You can't think evil and reap good, no more so than you can think good and reap evil. The law of your mind is perfect. It also outpictures what is impressed upon it. The poor man, a term which means the man who doesn't know how to operate and release the riches of his mind, can at any time he wishes begin to practice the law of opulence and again attract to himself wealth, success, and riches of all kinds. The rewards of being acquainted with the law of opulence. You can get acquainted with the qualities of an orange by tasting it and eating it. You can get acquainted with the riches of your subconscious by applying the law of opulence. A businessman said to me that the source of supply was within him and responded to his faith in the endless resources of the infinite riches of his subconscious mind. Every morning and every night his prayer is, "I am ever grateful for God's riches that are ever active, ever present, unchanging and abundant." This businessman never wants for all the money he needs to operate his enterprise and to open up new branches. Listen to the truth, and you will never be in want. Infinite Spirit, the source of all blessings, the world, and all things therein contained, is within you. You do not own anything in the universe. God or Spirit owns all. You are a steward of the divine, and you are here to use the wealth of the world wisely, judiciously, and constructively, claiming divine wisdom in your handling of all your earthly possessions. When you go on to the next dimension, you cannot take anything with you but the treasures of wisdom, truth, and beauty, which you have planted in your subconscious mind. Your faith, confidence, and trust in the goodness of God and in the joy of the Lord, which is your strength, represent the real riches which you take with you into the fourth dimension of life. These are the treasures of heaven, your mind. In this three-dimensional plane in which we live, you must realize the whole world is yours to enjoy. The cattle on 1,000 hills are yours. The song of the birds is yours. You can enjoy the stars in the heavens, the morning dew, the sunset and the sunrise. You can turn your eyes to the hills, the mountains and the valleys, and you can smell the sweet fragrance of the rose as well as that of the new-mown hay. All the riches in the soil, in the air, and in the sea are yours. There is enough fruit that rots in the tropics to feed all of humanity. Nature is bountiful, lavish, extravagant, and actually wasteful. It is God's intention and will that you lead a full and happy life. You should live in a beautiful home, surrounded by luxury. You should have beautiful clothes, constantly dressing for God and reminding yourself of the infinite and indescribable beauty, order, symmetry, and proportion of the infinite. You constantly should have all the money you need circulating freely in your life, enabling you to do what you want to do and when you want to do it. Your children should be brought up in beautiful surroundings and in a lovely, godlike atmosphere. Moreover, they should be taught the endless resources within the depths of their own minds, and being able to tap the riches of their subconscious, they will never want for any good thing. How to tap the endless source of supply. Recognize the infinite source within your subconscious, and then invoke the great law of opulence and increase along all lines as follows. God is the source of my supply, whether it is energy, vitality, creative ideas, inspiration, love, peace, beauty, right action, or wealth that I need. I know it is as easy for the creative powers of my subconscious to become all these things as a blade of grass. I am now appropriating mentally and experiencing buoyant health, harmony, beauty, right action, abundant prosperity, and all the riches of my deeper mind. I exude vibrancy and goodwill to all. I am giving better service every day. God's riches are forever flowing into my experience, and there is always a divine surplus. All these thoughts are sinking down into my subconscious, and they are now coming forth as abundance, security, and peace of mind. It is wonderful. I am supplied with everything that contributes to my beauty, well-being, progress, and peace. I accept my good now. I walk in the light that all good is mine. I am peaceful, poised, serene, and calm. I am one with the source of life. All my needs are met at every moment of time and every point of space. Chapter points to remember. 1. The rich get richer for the simple reason that the consciousness or awareness of wealth and the expectancy of more and more of God's riches, which are omnipresent, attract more and more wealth, health, and opportunities to the person who walks in that state of mind. 2. The thought image of wealth produces wealth. The thought image of a journey results in the opportunity to take it. Your subconscious always magnifies. 3. God gave you richly all things to enjoy in this universe. Life itself is a gift to you. Believe and expect the riches of the infinite, and invariably the best will come to you. As you practice this simple truth, the desert of your life will rejoice and blossom as the rose. 4. Enter into a consciousness of God's wealth, which is all around you. Live in the joyous expectancy of the best, and by the law of attraction, you will attract the riches of the infinite storehouse in your own subconscious mind. Keep thinking of prosperity, abundance, security, and increase along all lines. 5. Whatever you give attention to grows, magnifies, and multiplies in your experience. Keep your attention on whatsoever things are lovely and of good report. Radiate abundance, goodwill, and riches to others. They will pick it up subconsciously, and you will attract wonderful people into your life. They will prosper, and you will prosper. 6. A rich man walks in the mental attitude that wealth is like the air he breathes, and having that state of mind, he attracts more and more riches of all kinds. The poor man who is constantly picturing and talking of lack, bankruptcy, and hard times loses his home and business, and often the rich man next door buys them for a song. 7. You can get acquainted with the riches of the infinite storehouse within you by reiterating and believing the following prayer. I am ever grateful for God's riches that are ever active, ever present, unchanging, and eternal.